Do you know what happens when you hold your pee? If you're like most people, you probably think that nothing much happens. You just go about your day and eventually get around to using the toilet. But did you know that there are some very real and potentially dangerous consequences to holding in your urine for too long? In this video, we will discuss the possible side effects of holding your pee and what you can do to avoid them. So, if you've ever been curious about the science behind bladder control, or just want to learn more about your own body, then keep watching. First of all, it's important to understand why holding your pee might be a problem in the first place. When your bladder is full, it sends signals to your brain telling you that it's time to go. If you ignore these signals and continue to hold it in, it can cause problems over time. The first and most immediate consequence of holding your pee is that your bladder becomes increasingly uncomfortable. This is because the bladder is a muscle, and when it's constantly being stretched, it can become strained and tired. In addition, the longer you hold it in, the more likely it is that some of the urine will leak out. This is known as a bladder leak or urinary incontinence and can be embarrassing and inconvenient. Holding in your pee for too long can also lead to more serious health problems down the road. One study found that people who frequently hold in their urine are more likely to develop an overactive bladder. This means that they may have difficulty emptying their bladder completely, or may experience sudden urges to use the bathroom that they can't control. Another study found that women who regularly hold in their pee are at increased risk of developing urinary tract infections. This is because holding in urine can allow bacteria to grow in the bladder, leading to infection. So now that you know some of the potential risks of holding in your pee, you may be wondering, how long is too long? The answer may vary depending on a number of factors, including your age, overall health, and lifestyle habits. However, in general, it is a good rule of thumb to try not to hold it in for more than 4 hours at a time. Doing so could increase your risk of experiencing negative side effects if you find yourself needing to go to the bathroom more frequently than every 4 hours. Don't worry. There are a few things you can do to help improve the situation. First, make sure you're drinking plenty of water throughout the day. This may seem counterintuitive, but drinking more water actually helps to flush out your system and reduce the amount of time that urine spends in your bladder. In addition, pay attention to your body's cues and don't wait until you absolutely have to go to the bathroom. If you feel the urge to go, don't hesitate to excuse yourself and go. Finally, cut back on caffeinated drinks. Caffeinated beverages like coffee and soda can irritate the bladder and make you feel like you need to use the restroom more often. Of course, sometimes holding in your pee is unavoidable. Maybe you're in the middle of an important meeting or driving a car without a rest stop in sight. In these situations, it's perfectly fine to hold it in for a little bit longer than usual. Just make sure to let it out as soon as you can afterwards. But what happens if you really can't hold it any longer and have an accident? Don't panic. It happens to the best of us. Just make sure to change into something clean and fresh as soon as possible. And don't be afraid to ask a friend or family member for help if you need it. Holding in urine for too long can have some serious consequences, so it's important to listen to your body and take breaks when you need to. By following the tips above, you can help ensure that you don't experience any negative side effects. In addition to the physical side effects, holding in your pee might also have some psychological consequences. For example, some people may feel stressed or anxious when they have to go to the bathroom but can't get there right away. This is because the body perceives a threat to its needs and triggers a stress response. In some cases, this can lead to feelings of panic or even a panic attack. Another psychological consequence of holding in your pee is that it can cause you to lose control of your bladder. When you lose control of your bladder, it means that you're unable to hold your pee in, and it leaks out. And this can be caused by a number of factors, including physical conditions, neurological disorders, and psychological issues. However, holding in your pee for too long may make the problem worse. When you finally do go to the bathroom, the sudden release of urine may be very forceful, resulting in an accident. This can lead to feelings of embarrassment, shame, and frustration, which can make it even more difficult to control your bladder in the future. So if you're struggling with bladder control, please don't blame yourself. It's not your fault, and there is help available. There are treatments that can help you regain control of your bladder and live your life more fully. So don't give up hope. With treatment and support, you can get better. Some people also believe that holding in your pee can cause kidney stones. Kidney stones are small, hard deposits that form in the kidneys and can cause severe pain when they pass through the urinary tract. However, there is no scientific evidence to support this claim. In fact, studies have found no link between holding in your pee and kidney stone formation, so go ahead and relieve yourself whenever you need to. You don't have to worry about making those kidney stones worse. And remember, it's important to listen to your body and take care of yourself. If you're thirsty, drink some water, and if you need to use the bathroom, go ahead and do it. It's not worth risking your health or comfort for the sake of holding it in. There are many other things that can cause kidney stones, such as dehydration, obesity, and a family history of stones. So be sure to talk to your doctor if you're concerned about your risk. They can help you make changes to your diet and lifestyle that will reduce your chances of developing stones. Finally, some people say that holding in your pee can make you shorter. This is because when you hold in your pee, it puts pressure on the bladder and pelvic floor. Over time, this pressure can cause the bones in your pelvis to weaken and collapse, leading to a condition called pyelonephrotic syndrome. This condition causes the vertebrae in your lower back to become wedged together, which makes it difficult to stand up straight. However, this is a very rare condition, and it is usually only seen in people who hold in their pee for extended periods of time, such as those who are bedbound. So if you're able to get up and move around, you probably don't have anything to worry about. If you're looking for a way to improve your posture, then focusing on strengthening your abdominal muscles may help. Strong abdominal muscles will support your spine and pelvis and help you stand up straighter. You can do exercises like planks and bridges to strengthen these muscles. In addition, yoga and Pilates may be helpful as they focus on alignment and flexibility. In conclusion, holding in your pee for too long can have some negative consequences. These include an increased risk of urinary incontinence, overactive bladder infections, and kidney stones. Additionally, it may cause stress, anxiety, and loss of bladder control. However, it is important to note that these consequences are not inevitable, and you can take steps to reduce your risk. Drinking plenty of water, listening to your body's cues, cutting back on caffeine, and taking breaks when needed can all help prevent problems associated with holding in your pee. So, if you find yourself needing to use the bathroom more frequently than usual, try implementing these tips into your daily routine. You may also want to consult with a urologist or other healthcare professional. If you experience any concerning symptoms, remember, it is perfectly normal to need to go to the bathroom regularly, and there is no need to suffer in silence. Taking care of your body is essential for living a happy and healthy life, so make sure to prioritize your physical and mental well-being by making time for self-care and seeking help when needed.